Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the BVLive.com podcast. I am Adam Drake, right here inside the BVLive.com studios. And with me today, we've got Peril Suite. Gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
We're good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, Brice and Twitch over there.
Yes, sir.
When you sent me an email that said, hey, Twitch is coming, I was like, I thought Twitch was like a service that you go online for.
Right.
Like that's, but no, you're a person.
Had I been smart 15 years ago, I definitely would have incorporated, but
They would have, never mind. The first word that came to my mind probably would not have been FCC, okay, or, I mean, even though we're on the internet, still trying to, but I had a couple of other ideas that I could have gone for, but anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have Peril Suite in here, Brice and Twitch. So tell me a little bit about yourselves, guys.
Man, we're a good old-fashioned rock band. Say we have a nice modern sound.
Yeah?
You know? Yeah,
when you
we
say
have
a
our-
nice modern rock sound, so my wife is a rock girl. I'm more of a country guy. I don't know if y'all could tell that by any chance, but so describe what modern rock is today compared to what I listened to, you know, with you know, Foo Fighters and Creed and everything back in my day, back when I was a young pup.
A lot of songs we have in the vault right now. When we originally composed them, they very much so had a classic sound. You could you could tell. And Twitch, you know, his taste in music is definitely, I mean, his
it's a
taste
little
all
more
over.
extreme.
He likes the heavy stuff. So we
So much so that you can't read what's on his hat. Like that's the
you're
kind of
wearing-
metal you like to go
You're
for.
wearing your country hat and I'm wearing mine.
I see. It's perfect. I love it.
our own band font isn't quite to his
Right. We'll get there.
awesomeness.
We'll get there.
But I mean, I'm heavily inspired by Linkin Park and, you know, Korn, Chris Cornell. So
The classics. I mean, I look at those as
that's
early
I hate to say
classic,
classic
yeah.
rock now, but I mean that's kind of what that
It was
is.
25 years ago
I mean,
at this point.
I really like new metal, you know, and I don't even know what that means completely.
I don't think anybody that
the new
coined the
metal
term did
when you
either.
slap new on it, like what does that make it from? How does it differ from
Right.
Metallica and whatever? But yeah, our sound. I mean, I think our songs are catchy enough to be able to say that they have like a pop factor to them, but you know, we want our music to be enjoyable for everyone, you know. So like if a kid really likes our music and they're bumping our stuff in the car with their grandma, the grandma won't be like, man, turn that off. You know, we want her to be like,
don't you know what happens when you play that backwards, don't you? You know,
yeah.
it's-
No, the good old
You
Stairway
lose the
to
one.
Yeah, ruin
Yeah,
us to get too far.
sorry,
No,
yeah,
you can move it closer to you too.
Yeah,
These we got cool arms, man. You
Yeah.
can sit back
I
and
just
chill.
took me a minute
relax.
to get comfortable.
I
Like,
used to have cool arms.
Not anymore. Not anymore. No. So how'd you get into playing music? How did you find your way into that rock scene? Because you're from here, right? You're from the
yes,
the
sir.
area.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Bryan-College Station. Well, I knew I always wanted to do entertainment from the moment my dad showed me Thriller by Michael Jackson. I remember like he had to work on a Saturday, so he was like, I want you to just come up to the office with me, like, and he's like, I'm just gonna play like Michael Jackson stuff for you. So I don't know what made him want to like put me on to MJ like that, but I'm
Well,
glad
that's
he-
called being a good
Yeah,
parent.
yeah, absolutely.
right.
I'm
Let's be
definitely
real.
glad he did. Yeah. So I just remember seeing that Thriller video and being like scared, but I couldn't look away at the same
Right.
time. Like,
It was such a cinematic masterpiece, and that
Absolutely.
was. You want to talk about something that was ahead of its time? You know, in the '90s, everybody started trying to do these theatrical style music videos, but it all started really right there with Michael and what he was able to do. I mean, in the voice, I can't remember who the guy was that narrated it, but like classic voice, like classic actor. You're like, how do you get that cat to do it? And you're like, oh
yeah.
well, it's Michael
it's
Jackson.
It's funny, like, you know, when I guess any genre of music you're pursuing, I mean, I've always considered like my competition to be who I think is the best in that genre. So
Yeah.
like if I was, you know, cause I used to do, and I still am working on solo music and stuff, but like I rap, and just knowing that Eminem is in the same ballpark as me, you know, well, I wouldn't say I'm in the same ballpark as Eminem, but
In the same industry.
You're playing the same
I
game.
aim
Yeah.
to be like that. It's like if that's how good someone can be, like that's how good I aim to be better than that, you know.
Yeah.
But when you listen to him, you're like, that's just not possible. Nobody could actually do what he does better than that.
It's a little weird sometimes, but if it speaks to you, then it speaks to you. And I think,
I think it has to do like with life and what you go through and stuff. Cause I mean, when I was younger, I would hear that heavy stuff, and some of the songs were so catchy. I'd be like, that's cool, you know, but ultimately I was like, that's intimidating and kind of scary. Yeah. But I remember when I was about 21 and I discovered Linkin Park, not just the hits that you heard, like Numb and Crawling. Like I listened to all their stuff, and they became my favorite band just because like what I was going through at that point in my life, their music made me feel like heard and seen.
Yeah.
And their music's like a gift that keeps on giving. So
that's what music is to me.
Right.
Again, whether it's me listening to Merle, you listen to Linkin Park, you listening to
Loathe.
It's how does it connect with you? How does it make you feel? And how does it make you say, okay, I can get through another day with this world.
Yes.
I can do this and not go, absolutely insane.
And that's what my aim has always been with Peril Suite. Like, as much as I love doing shows, my goal has always just to been record good music that can help people get through their day. Just like so many artists have done for me. It's the most, it's like the best thing I could do with my time.
Yeah.
I feel.
So if we look back here, you growing up here, you being a Bryan-College Station local, are there any of the local bands or local artists or just musicians in general that you've been able to turn to and be like, man, that guy's really done something for me, whether they know it or not, whether they knew it at the time or not?
Absolutely. I've always been open, and I'm never like so prideful that I can't acknowledge a
somebody
gift
else's
when I
successes.
see it. Absolutely. Like, I remember at the Palace, the open mic, was it Braden Stewart? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
great.
his songwriting and his voice is so incredible. And,
and he can play circles around any of us.
Yeah. And I always heard everyone else, gassing him up. I was like, oh, he don't need to hear it from me. Like, but I'd still let him know, like, dude, I really think you're awesome. Like, your stuff's inspiring.
And there's something about that too, when you can be that honest with another artist and they can take it, but not go, I know.
Yeah.
Because we've met those guys. We don't like those guys or girls. Look, hey, listen, girls get that big head too. But for the great artists or musicians who can stay humble with what they do, man, that's otherworldly, and I absolutely love those kinds of people.
Yeah, for me, like, humility it doesn't feel like an issue. For me, it's when I get like backlash on something and it's like, I feel like I'm misunderstood and stuff. Then my head kind of wants to inflate a little sometimes and just be like, if you knew what all I put into this, like, you would
understand why I'm proud.
Yeah. Like,
well,
so.
and to me, there's a difference in pride. There's the one that the Bible says, don't be prideful, but then there's also just that pride in yourself. Like, I'm going to do the best that I can, because I want to do it for myself. Exactly. I want to do that. But, that other side of not getting too puffed up in your chest. That's always the bad part.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, the ability to be able to do this is such a gift. And what makes being in a band so special is it's not just me. Like, it can't happen with just me. Like, I need Twitch. I need J-Man. We need our lead guitarist. We need Garrett, so like, without the four of us and without a good producer too, it's not going to sound ultimate,
Props to Rob.
Which, I do want to get to our recording process and what that was like.
Yeah, of course. Let's hop on in.
Absolutely. So we've got our CD. It doesn't come out till
the 25th.
Yeah, the 25th. So this coming Saturday, but we do have our CDs, so you'll get a copy.
Nice.
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
The Peril Suite EP comes out July 25th. It's 3 songs. I originally wanted to do either a full-length EP, or if we were going to do an EP, at least 5 songs, because we had enough songs in the vault to do it. It was just a matter of time, finances, and just, we were
inner band turmoil.
In band turmoil.
I mean, that's band.
It's
that's
part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, which is funny because, I used to listen to It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll, and I just never knew what they were really getting at.
Well,
and now I'm like, that is the most accurate
like,
song. Yeah. Like, so bands that have been in the game for like over I think even 25 years, like once you pass that point and you're still doing it, like you have to respect it.
Right,
Even
of
if
course.
you don't like the music, you know, like they're still up there doing it. It's awesome.
And there's something to be said about that with not getting burnout, not getting tired, not wanting to kill each other every other day.
Absolutely.
And even if you do, hugging and making up and being able to play the next show. Have y'all
It's a
seen
big part of it.
one of my favorite movies, Almost Famous?
I have not.
Man,
I have not
oh
seen
my
it.
God, y'all are missing out.
Yeah.
It is one of the best movies ever. Cameron Crowe, the director. What else did he do? He did like Jerry Maguire and other stuff like
okay.
Cameron Crowe's great. He started off as a Rolling Stone writer when he was a teenager.
Oh, nice.
And so this is kind of a semi-autobiographical movie about his life.
Okay.
And it's just amazing. Like this kid goes on the road with this up-and-coming rock band and like he sees all the junk that goes into the tour, the fighting, the sleeping around, all this. Like, it's such a great movie if you're a music fan. I think one of the guys of the Who had something to do with the soundtrack of it. Like 100% when you leave
Famous.
home, when
Yeah.
you get out from your gig tonight, watch Almost Famous.
Absolutely.
Because it deals with all that stuff and it shows you how you as a band go from screaming at each other one day to almost dying in a plane the next day to arguing about a girl the next day, and then all right, well, we still got to hit the road, we still got to make money because we love what we're doing. So
Right.
Yeah. It's the goals that I've set, and it's the love for the music that keeps me going. I mean, if it wasn't what I felt like I was actually born to do, I would have quit so many times
not for the
now,
weak.
but it's not an option for me. Like, I remember before I even started writing music or releasing music, everyone would just tell me like, always have a plan B. And I was like, that's just so discouraging. Like, like, I guess it's like good advice, maybe, like, but I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep doing my plan B and simultaneously doing plan A.
Right.
Until it works out. Like,
Exactly.
I'm not just going to like call it a wrap and just be like, well, I guess that was a good run.
Yeah, right.
Like, no,
Yeah.
like, I mean, if I never pop off or blow up,
Right.
I mean, I'm still going to be doing it for the love of it.
and I know a lot of guys who have done that same thing too, but for things that are outside of their control, that plan B had to come sooner rather than later.
Right.
Because like, all right, my drummer got married and he didn't want to go on the road anymore, or this or that. Like, there are a lot of things that are out of your control
Absolutely.
as somebody who's the lead man, it's a little bit easier because
That's what's
I
expected.
hate to say you can replace a band member because it's hard to. But
It's hard to, it's such a, I mean, because it's like when you put so much of your heart and soul into something, and you like to rest assured that that is a solid group of people.
Yeah.
And like, it becomes your family and stuff. So when there's tension there and things aren't right, it'll have me really upset some days, with, band drama and stuff, which we don't really struggle with so more with our new
With
lineup
the current
change.
lineup that we have. It really comes down to, we've had this discussion. We've had to go through this process several times, and even in the short amount of time that we've been playing together, it really comes down to needs. It's like any relationship. If your needs aren't being met, if what you actually need is to stay home and be a family man, if what you actually need is to have the security of a normal job,
your normal paycheck, because
Yeah.
again, as a band,
do that.
sometimes that's not always there.
Yeah. And it's nobody's fault if being in a group isn't going to suit those needs. We've, like I said, we've had to have that conversation with some former members where we're like, look, none of us is happy because we want to push this thing until it breaks, and you want to stay here.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's not an indictment. It's a statement of fact. So, my best advice for anybody that's going to be in a group is make sure that they're down for the long haul. Make sure that they
all on
know
the
what
same
they're getting
page.
into, and that you're all, at least aiming for the same. Because you can disagree on how to write songs or what the subject matter is going to be or what tuning to play in or any of these normal things.
Yeah.
But if your fundamental difference is I want to stay home versus I want to see the world and see how far we can go, there's no fixing that.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you said familial, you know, it's like any relationship. Family is exactly like that. I can't come to Thanksgiving dinner this year because of, okay, well, I can still love you. You can go do your own Thanksgiving dinner with that other side, and that's fine. We'll be here for you if you need anything.
Exactly.
But you know, you've got to treat every band relationship like a normal family, because that's what you are, especially if you're out on the road, you know, 100+ nights a year, like a lot of people are. Dude, that you're waking up, you're eating breakfast, you are brushing your teeth, elbowing the other dude in the mouth on accident, sharing queen size bedrooms sometimes, and you've got to be understanding of that doesn't work for everybody. But if it does work for you, we can work it out together.
When we would have some shows out of town, like, you know, we'd joke about, you know, what our budget was going to be for like a hotel room. I'd be like, I call bunking with Twitch. I'm sleeping with it. Like,
who snores the least?
Right, exactly.
All right. Who doesn't pee in the bed?
I have had to share a queen bed with Oliver before.
That's great. It's awesome.
It happens. Like, it's just the reality of it. It's not the glamour that it was in the 80s. People are not doing what they did back then.
And the business is so different. I've seen so many TikToks and stuff about how, you know, in the 80s, all right, it was all about making great music and you get played on the radio and you go tour and you make money off merchandise. And then in the 90s, you kind of did the same thing in the 2000s. Okay, well, you're not really making any money off your album sales, but you're going on tour and then you're selling merchandise. And now you're not really making any money on tour, but you can still sell merchandise, but you're not making any money.
Now they want merch splits.
Yeah.
So
you're like, God, dude, like, you know, and to me, that's one of the things that we want to do is make sure that artists understand that there are things for them.
Yeah.
You know, the state of Texas, as a Texas music friendly state, or as a music friendly state, has so many great options that a lot of people don't know about. A lot of venues don't know that they have reimbursement programs if you bring in enough music every year. And so that's what we as VV Live, Brazos Valley Live Music Association want to do is be that resource for you. You know, make sure you know that, you know what you should do? You should sell your own merchandise. Here's how you should do it. Here's how you need to make it. Here's who you can work with to do these things, because there's so many things that are out there to help you guys as artists.
Right.
For me personally, and I mean, I feel like I could speak for Twitch on this too. I feel like being an artist and pushing your music when life is happening all the time, it's so hard to keep going alone. Like, and you guys are kind of like a beacon of light for any local act or any group, any artist that is trying to get up and going, you know, like, just without even having to ask you guys, like, you guys offering to help promote our shows and stuff, like, to me, that means so much.
Well,
like,
man,
it really
again,
does.
We do it for the love.
Yeah.
I've been in the music business, you know, for 20 plus years now. And I've seen how hard it is for bands to go through. And I've always been an independent guy. Like my stuff is a Texas red dirt scene.
Right.
Those are my guys. I'm like, man, what can I do to help you? And then bring that more in a micro level here, Bryan-College Station. This is my home. I want every single act, you know, JMG house band, whatever, hip hop group, whatever, anything. I want everybody to go out and say, Bryan-College Station is amazing.
Yeah.
I want to live here. I want to be a part of this community. I want everybody to know that there are so many options here, that there is a community here that can help us grow.
Right.
Me, I feel like Brazos Valley is kind of like at I wouldn't say like a breaking point, but it's going to go like one of two directions. I feel like, like, are we going to be catering to the local music scene that's trying to do the thing, or are we just going to kind of like turn a blind eye to it and let them just figure it out? Like,
yeah.
you know,
And we can't let you figure it out. You know, to me, that's doing a disservice to everybody that's here who's trying to make it work. Because I think you take Bryan-College Station and, you put it up against any other metro in Texas, this is where you should be, because we got a little bit cheaper here than people in Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth do. You've got 80% of the population of Texas within 3 hours of you from right here. So whatever gig run you want to do on a weekend, you can make that triangle. And it's so great to have that local talent here and to be able to push that. And we can't rely on the big national acts coming through. We can't even rely on a lot of the Texas Red Dirt acts that we've had through the past years, because we don't have a place like a Harry's or the Hall anymore. So we can't put 2,000 people in most weekends.
Right.
I will
So
say
we have to let you guys let's build you guys up.
Yeah, I know when we had George Strait at Kyle Field, that like surprised me. I was like, dang. Okay.
Yeah, that's King George.
Like,
wow.
I was like, that's good for College Station, I think, with the music.
It was great, and I was at the Dixie Chicken at the time, or just leaving the Chicken, and that was actually the 50th birthday of the Dixie Chicken.
Okay,
and so we're like, hey, thanks George Strait for coming in for our birthday,
Right?
But it was we had a birthday party the day before, and the amount of people that were already here, and the amount of people that were coming in for all of those acts was just astounding, because people wanted to see the live music. They wanted to get out and do something when they're here.
There's enough room to move.
Yeah.
The talent is already here. There's opportunities to grow. You are more or less local to those other huge metropolitan areas, but you don't have to compete for parking space in the same way that you do at the truck yard. Like, the opportunity is there. So
pay $50 to park like an hour or two. You know,
that's the worst. I think paying to park is the worst thing ever.
we're putting that in our rider.
Yeah, we're not paying to park
covered,
anywhere. So what do you think are other things? Let's hone in on the rock scene here, right? Because there are really only a handful of places for rock acts to go and play.
Right.
What would you like to see from the Bryan-College Station, Brazos Valley? Like we promote shows all the way down to Kenny, over to Huntsville, up past Hearn, over to Caldwell. Like, what can this entire area do to help guys like you or other rock acts?
I'll go first. I'll let you say something on this too. I know you probably have something on this. I know, like,
I have thoughts.
A couple of venues I self-submitted to book a gig or a show. They would kind of give us a little. They would check our stuff out, and then they'd be like, "Okay, well, can people two-step to this?" And I'll be like,
There's one.
Yes, like, I mean, not ideally, but yeah, I'd be like, yes, but I don't think it's what you have in mind. Like,
Yeah.
it was the hardcore two-step.
The hardcore two-step.
But yeah, so I do, like, there's venues with everything you need to utilize a good rock show there, but just because they're like, oh, it's not country, like, our audience won't like that music. So,
Right.
But I'm like, what if we bring our own audience in your business for the night? Like, we provide that, like, we bring.
Why are they acting like that's a novel concept? That's always been.
Wait, you bring your own crowd?
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So when we, in our first year, we were going so hard with the shows, like, cause I wanted people to see us, like, I wanted people to see us actually up there doing it. And, yeah, it definitely took a toll on our other members. I know it did on me too, but that's why we took a break. And I was like, I just want to focus on the recording. But what I was getting at though is when we would do our out of town shows, we're just relying on the other local bands, their crowd. And, we'll still bring a couple people that are down to hit the road with us. But really we're just relying on the other bands and just wherever it's at. The people
and it's that building that relationship too. You build that relationship with a band in Houston, San Antonio, or whatever else, and they vouch for you. They tell their fans. But I think that's even what we need here more is everybody working together. Like if you've got an off night and you know that Braden Stewart is playing somewhere, even though it's not might not always be your scene, be like, hey guys, we got an off night. Y'all go check this cat out right here.
Right, exactly.
Y'all go see this guy. Y'all go see this girl because they are awesome.
Yeah.
And making those relationships here locally.
Not just with other artists. with Peril Suite, I've always tried to make that a goal to do that with businesses or just anyone that wants to support us. Like we'll support back. Like it's supposed to be like we both give. We both,
symbiotic. It's very symbiotic.
Yeah.
And so many people don't understand that. You know, I've dealt with that with artists who are like, all right, hey, we'll bring you in, but they won't promote, they won't tag, they won't do anything else. I was like, no, dude, you've got to put in your work. We've got to put in our work because if you show up, you're like, well, nobody's here, but we did our work. That then you didn't do your side of things. So you need to look in the mirror and blame yourself a little bit.
Right. As far as what I'd like to see, it kind of comes down to, I would say, 3 main points. And the first is going to be acknowledge the catch-22. If we're talking about rock music specifically, I need venues to acknowledge the fact that a lot of venues will not book you unless you play country.
Yeah.
Right. In this town, they will not book you unless you play country.
But also, I'll give them the credit, some of them for the credit for that, because I know a lot that have tried and nobody has come. So they know their crowd. They know who they're getting. So in you know, it is a big catch-22.
But the catch-22 that I'm referring to is if you play country, there's already a residential act that has that particular place on lock every weekend.
Yeah.
You will see the same people playing the same venues, playing the same sets every single weekend. And so if you play the same thing that those guys do, what's the point in booking something different? The other kind of mechanical thing that I think people that run venues or promote or, you know, put these shows together need to do is promote. It is your job as a venue. You know, we're doing our social media. We're trying to make kitschy, fun things.
You guys tag and y'all put out there. Dude, I love that because, again, I don't catch every show that's coming out on social media or websites, and we've got our stuff that tries to catch as much of it. But I won't name any venues, but there are some around here who just don't say who they've got going, and they're like, "Well, why aren't we on your thing?"
Yeah,
I don't. You don't tell me when your stuff is, so I can't put it out there.
We
put it out yesterday that blah blah.
Yeah,
and they play tonight. Great, dude. Like we need this months ahead of time.
Yeah,
right. I need graphics. I need an ad. You pay 50 cents to run it on Facebook for a month and call it a day. Just something. I've been a sound tech for a touring country act, and we'll go halfway across the country, show up to the venue, and his name isn't on the marquee for the night. Like, it's the bare minimum.
Or it's spelled wrong.
Right?
I've seen that name spelled wrong a number of times.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the last thing I would say is make the investment. If we're talking about a genre that people don't associate with this town with, you need to understand that it's almost like running a small business. For the first couple of gigs, you're probably going to operate on a loss. But if you keep making the investment in the same way that we are making the investment, it will eventually garner a following. And
I'll say that too. Let's take my wife again, for example, who is the rock chick. She would love to go to shows.
Right.
But all right, you're going to start that show at 11 o'clock. All right. Well, we got 2 kids at home, and she's got stuff.
It's a school night.
So yeah, it's a Thursday night. 11 o'clock is the start time. So venues and bands need to work together to say, all right, we need to get it out there and find those ringers. You go and you find the people who are going to come to your show.
Right.
You go to. Saying sorority and fraternity is really easy, right? Say, all right, hey, look, we're going to give you guys 50% off your tickets,
right?
If you can bring another 100 people,
exactly.
And those things like that are so easy in these fraternities and sororities and in businesses and places around town, dude. I think would really love something like that, and especially if it's something a little different, like a rock show that they don't always get to go see.
Just something to break that monotony. Yeah. But like I said, you're going to have to make that investment. Don't do 2 gigs and go, this isn't working.
Yeah.
It's going to take time.
And I told that to venues in the past, too, specifically about the time. Like, listen, you got to start your shows at 9 o'clock. And I know why people do it. They want to beat the Northgate crowd. Well, if we start at 9, But then people are gone by 11 because they want to go to Northgate and do this. I'm like, but you just you do what you do well, and people won't want to leave.
I know some artists who they don't do it anymore, but you know, I listened to what they made while they were a band, and I'm like, y'all were so good.
What happened?
And
where'd it go?
A lot of the times, I mean, the person I'm thinking in specific, he was just like, I just wanted to be able to say I did it. I wanted to do some shows. He was like, we opened up for some really cool bands that I liked, and he was like, I got to live that life for a couple of years, and he's like, now I'm all settled down and I love my life like this. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, you're happy.
And again, you know, that's that dude's journey. That's what he wanted to do. And great, you know, he got it out of his system, and he can always look back and tell his kids like, I opened in front of Shinedown. You know, it was pretty dope, right?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of art, is having something, especially if you're a recording artist, that's the beauty of art, is having something that's going to last beyond you. And that's why we were so, you know, excited to get something recorded, because we keep doing these live things. We keep playing at the open mics. We keep playing at small town shows and things like that, because that's where our heart is. But as an artist, to make something that's going to exist after you're gone is everything.
Yeah, it really is.
When we made By Your Side, I felt like I cannot die until, no pun intended, I can't die until we get this song recorded. Like, and now that it is, I feel like, you know, okay, like if this EP was all I had to leave behind, like I would be content with that.
You have left something behind
that I think will make an impact and for the better. But I'm still definitely not done. Like there's so much. We've not even bitten off the top of this thing. Like,
all right, so let's go back to the EP real quick, and we'll get ready to wrap up. So you got 3 songs on the EP.
Yes, sir.
It's coming out Saturday. So that's all the streaming platforms, or is that or you doing? Because I see you got CDs, man.
You got CDs.
Like that's a little retro. I'm digging.
Yeah, if I was a little more patient, I would have set the release date back so we could have had the album or the vinyls in time. But I was so ready to get this thing going. I was like,
because it was supposed to be in the spring, right?
Yeah,
you were supposed to have something in the spring.
Yeah. So we weren't aiming to really do the release much sooner, but we did want to do
like a live video that y'all were going to shoot, right?
So really we have an event on the evening of the 24th in Brenham at the Laundry Event Hall, and we're going to be killing like 3 birds with one stone. I think it's an EP release party. We're going to be filming a live music video, a performance video, and I can't remember what the third thing is we're doing, but we'll do it though.
Yeah, you're putting on a show. That's
it's a concert.
All right, so that's Saturday. I'll try to link as much as we can on the bottom here too. So that's going to be Friday the 24th.
Yes,
in
sir.
Brenham. What's it? Where's it at again?
The Laundry Event Hall.
Laundry Event Hall.
It's like a private event space. I usually do weddings and stuff there, but we're gonna turn it upside down. But yeah, so the 3 songs that we recorded on this EP, like we'll be performing them there. But we're going to give people a full show, full set. We're going to do all of our unreleased stuff that we have in the vault that we're aiming to put on the full length LP. And
should be quite the party.
I love these songs, man. I mean, out of all the solo music I've ever made, I mean, these songs are kind of like what I always felt was inside me, but I just couldn't quite crack it. And then the way the recording process of this all came together so organically and beautifully, it really, I feel like it just had to be God, like, cause I think he knows how bad I wanted this. And throughout all the trials and tribulations, just not giving up, like not even thinking about calling it a rap, you know, any hardship makes me want to go 10 times harder.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's what drove me to get this recorded right here. So
absolutely love it. I can't wait to give it a listen. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all go give Peril Suite a follow. Give us your every place they need to go.
Yeah. On Instagram, Peril Suite.
PERILSUITE.
Correct. Yeah. I really shot us in the foot when I was like, I want to give us a band name that is like, is it Pearl or Peril? And then is it sweet like candy or sweet like, but by the time they figure it out, it's stuck in their head and they won't forget it, you know? Learned that from Bon Iver.
We're on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel. We're going to be on Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, YouTube Music,
Amazon Music,
Amazon
Google
Music.
Play.
So it's going to be cross-platform. Anywhere you can think to get your music, you're going to be able to get this.
We don't have a website up yet. We're working on that. Probably, definitely within the next month, we'll have that up.
Fantastic.
And we'll be able to sell our physical copies, and we'll have our merch up there. But really, if you want anything Peril Suite, just come check us out at one of our shows. We got quite the merch table set up too.
You know, just go old school, sell it out of the trunk. You know, that's the way to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Peril Suite. Give it up for Brice and for Twitch.
Thank you so much.
I am Adam Drake with bvlive.com. If you're looking for a great concert to go check out, go online to bvlive.com. We list as many concerts again as we can possibly find. Now, if we don't know about it, we can't put it out there. So if you've got a show that you're saying that you've got coming up, or you're a venue that you're saying, hey, where's my stuff? Go online to bvlive.com. You click the calendar button and you can submit your shows right there. Or if you're an artist listening to this here in the Brazos Valley and you're saying, man, I want to be a part of this. I want to be on the artist directory. Go online. It's all right there. We're here to help local Brazos Valley artists and artists touring through the Brazos Valley know that they have a home, that they have somebody that's here for them. And of course, if you're a business that would like to help out too, give us a call, because we've got sponsorship opportunities available. We can look, bro, I'll put your name right here, for a couple of bucks. Like we'll make that work out. But
might take you up on that one.
But again, thank y'all so much for giving this a watch or a listen, depending on how you're doing it on Spotify or YouTube, and hopefully some of those other ones kind of soon. Those are kind of hard to get into, by the way, on the podcast side, but I promise y'all get it figured out. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I am Adam Drake with bvlive.com. Thank you so much. Go online to bvlive.com and find your show.